Alright, well, I'm still waiting for my various video exports and renderings to come out. So let's show you one more thing, and again my CPU may be rather taxed, but and I'm doing this from memory, so hopefully I get the steps correctly. So far we've been showing you how to do things with Android. I am on a Mac, so you do have access to that run as iOS Simulator. But let me kind of take it the next rest of the way, right? So we want to now run it on an actual iPhone or iPad or something like that. I recognize that's where the cool kids are, with their iPhones and iPads and whatnot. So we want to make sure we show you that capability in our series of videos here. So one thing you need to keep in mind, let me bring up a browser here. Okay, let's go here. Okay, a little bit bigger browser. There we go. All right, so I'm going to go to apple.com. So I think it's developer.apple.com. I have paid my $99 and I have the developer account, so I can get into Member Center here, and I'm going to log in. So that's a critical item. You have to have paid your $99. You're going to go into the certificates, identifiers, and profiles. Okay, notice there's a bunch of content on here for how to get started with building Objective-C applications and all that. You will have to have some understanding for how iOS apps are packaged and how even an Xcode project would be created. But we do as much as we can for you to get you down that process. So come back over here. If you look at your config XML, this is the Cordova file again, right? The Cordova config XML. You can see there's the identifier and there's the name. Those are very critical items to keep in mind. And now we'll go back to the developer portal for Apple and kind of set that up. And you have to go through this process in order to kind of make it deployable to a real device. So I'm going to say identifiers and app ID. I'm going to hit the plus sign here. I'm going to just call it Hybrid 3001. Not a very good name. This needs to be universally unique, right? So when I mentioned earlier, your package name kind of naming structure, it needs to be universally unique across all the App Store. So keep that in mind, because this might be an app I want to deploy out to the Apple App Store. And I'm going to leave all these other defaults alone. If this had push notifications in it, I'd click that button, but this is the application with the contacts and stuff. There's no push notifications. Hit submit and done. There's a lot of that going on, by the way. And then I need to build a provisioning profile. So I'm going to come to development, build a provisioning profile. I need iOS app development, continue, pick my app 3001 there, continue. This is the certificate, Burst Sutter there. It'll be your name for your $99 account, and I'm going to have it available for both my devices. So there's probably some setup after you pay your $99 to get your devices registered. That can be done from something called Organizer also. I'll show you Organizer in a second. 3001 profile. I try to keep these things named and where I can comprehend them, remember them. I hit generate, and that generates the provisioning profile. So watch what happens when I hit download here. It actually builds this mobile.provision file that's now downloaded. And the key thing here is you open that up, and it actually needs to be opened up in Xcode. So let me launch Xcode here, and we'll go there at Xcode. So Xcode right there is running, and what I need to do actually is export my JDBC, or sorry, my JBoss Developer Studio project. So that's another feature here that's part of our Cordova capabilities. I can not only import projects like you saw earlier, I can export them and export native platform project. And I can come in here and say that's the one I want to export. I want the iOS version. I can also have the Android version. This is valuable if you want to do some like hardcore debugging of the application in the native tooling for that platform, right? So Android or iOS in this case. I'm going to hit browse here. I'm going to come over here to mobile. I'm going to call this exports. Alright, so I put that thing way in the wrong place. How about over here? Okay, one more time. Exports, create. Alright, there's the exports folder. That's where I want this thing to drop in. I'm going to hit finish now, and that's going to create that guy. Let me find my Finder over here. Yeah, here's my Finder, and exports Hybrid 3001 iOS, and see the Xcode.proj there. So that's the Xcode project we generated. You can double click on that, and in my case sometimes it doesn't open on my Mac. I have to do a force quit on it and reopen it, It's just one of those things. Xcode is misbehaving a little bit here on my Mac for some reason at times. But let me open this project up. A couple key things to identify. The bundle identifier, remember that's the secret sauce there. Make sure you get that nailed correctly. You can come over here and look at your www folder, and you can see the HTML that you had earlier and the JavaScript you had earlier. Alright, so that's all good there. Let me go over to my organizer, window organizer, and look at my iPhone. When it's plugged in, you can see the little green dot here. There's a button here that basically says, add to Member Center, make available for development. Mine's already done that, so I don't have to do anything else with it right now. But if you look at provisioning profiles, let's see if that came down. Yeah, so there it is. So when I downloaded that mobile provisioning profile, it's moved now because I've opened it up successfully. But it's part of what was downloaded here in Chrome, and then now it's up here in Xcode, and you can check it by looking at the organizer. So if all goes well, the thing you can do now is in this list will be the actual devices you can deploy to. If things aren't set up correctly, you will not see Burr's iPhone or your iPhone listed here for this application. You'll just see like the iOS simulator. So that's a dead giveaway, is if the phone is not listed here, even though it is plugged in. So in this case, it is plugged in. I'm going to hit the button there. Let's go look at my phone, and all right, there it's installing. You can see the app there installing on the phone. There it is, and let's play with it a little bit. I can get my finger correctly over here. Boop. Okay, gotta hit it right there. We go. Enterprise contacts. All right, got the two enterprise contacts like before. Device contacts. Let's see if that works. Yes, you can access my contacts. All right, 454. I had a lot fewer contacts on the iPhone. The iPhone is a more modern device here in my case, so it came back very fast. Accessing those contacts. Let's check out the fun stuff. All right, so there we go. So you can kind of see that that's working as well for the accelerometer. So there's that same application running as it was previously on Android. Now it's running on iPhone, and you kind of saw the steps involved in making it work for the iPhone.